It's good to be back.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I want to thank all the fans for being gentle with us on our small hiatus there. It's good to see y'all. It's good to hear from y'all. It's good to fucking motherfucking be back. What's good? It's the Different Breed Podcast here with my homeboy, the one and only, the brother from another mother. We know the name. What is it? It's Brady, baby. Let's motherfucking get it kicked off.
Rather be back.
I am your other co-host, the one and only Mr. Lavender, keeping it fucking 8100 with y'all. It's good to be here with y'all. Let me get a horn in the background. So it's been a few month hiatus for anyone who is wondering. A couple things have changed. I'm not in my regular office. I've had a scenic change for those of you who might remember. Dylan's still on his sofa, chilling like a real.
Very vanilla.
But what's been up with you, bro? Come on, tell the fans what you been up to, man.
I'm really just hanging and slinging and staying busy out in these streets. You?
Shit, I'd fucking believe you, especially with this goddamn economy. I've been trying to double up on the money, double and triple up, and quadruple up if I can, because I
Yeah, I heard that.
I just feel like between gas prices, between bills, and all the bullshit, groceries, 2 growing kids, it's like, goddamn. I still don't know how I'm paying for these children. The prices are going up, and I'm still fat, because I'm starving. I don't think people quite understand that I am starving. I feel bad looking at fucking ramen noodles. I'm like, I can eat that. It's like 80 something cents. I'm tripping.
No, I'm gonna find a way to eat. That's all I had growing up, so I'm not eating. I don't mind eating, but I can't because of that.
That's just a me thing on the side. But I for one, we're making it. A little hiatus after the holidays there. It was a much kind of needed rest, respite. So I was like, it is what it is. But listen, it's good to be back. It's good to see your face on a weekly basis and talk about life and all the bullshit that we done fucking seen, especially over the last 3 months. 4 months. We're in 4 months. So I don't know about you. How have you been feeling? Because I've been catching up on fucking sports, just a wee bit. The fucking NBA's kicked off with the finals, and I've kind of put my eye on it, and I was like, damn. I didn't expect all of this, but that's a year-to-year thing.
Well, I know one thing I bring up. I don't know about you, from what you picked up, but dude, there are so many injuries with so many teams. So the teams you would count on, or is even you're betting, there's so many teams, their stars are out. Durant just got hurt.
Yeah.
LeBron's playing crazy at his age with AR and Luka being out. Then DiVincenzo tore his Achilles. Then Anthony Edwards just had the knee sprain.
Yeah,
I think who else off the top of my head. But outside the injuries, I saw that it looks like the Magic are creeping up on the Pistons.
Yeah, they are. I feel so bad. It feels like the whole West can't keep their shit together. We got fucking the Thunder that are doing the same goofy fucking shit out here, and it's like, oh god, do we really have to look forward to that for the finals?
But would you rather? Would you? Yeah, but would you rather have that than either Boston or the Knicks get in? And what sucks is how it's lined up. They're both gonna play each other next.
Yeah, that's true. I could go for seeing the Knicks get theirs because they just haven't had anything in the longest time. I would not. I don't want to see Boston. I don't want to see Boston out there.
If you're a diehard fan, you don't want either.
And I'm just talking about for the faces. Now, I'm not talking about the rest of the organization. I'm talking about for the faces and the players. I don't mind that. But when it comes to like, if we're talking about the players, I don't want to see Boston at all from top to bottom. And not the players, not the organization. I don't want to hear shit about them in the finals. I really don't. And
Yeah, neither do
that's on a personal level. So I don't have earlier this basketball year, if you had asked me who I thought were going to be some favorites, I mean, we know some clear cut favorites, but definitely today, half of that feels like it's up in the air. It really does. I don't know what the fuck happened with Denver. Denver feel like they fell off the earth. Am I crazy for feeling like that?
No. I'm with you on that. And then, like, well, I mean, until like Ant-Man got hurt, I feel like that was the only team that he had the hurdle to like, get to the next step. But now, it looks like Anthony Edwards is going to be out for a couple months. So
Yeah,
what are they looking forward to?
not shit, but I mean, yeah, honestly, it feels like it feels you got to feel shitty digging out of a hole because it's still 3-1, but it's like, God gave you something to get back on your feet, and it's like, you really didn't earn this. And then you have to look at the rest of the West, too. You're not getting around the Thunder in like no way, shape, or form.
Yeah, no.
So I don't. And then, oh my God, let's talk about that Thunder series. Have you been watching that with the
No, I
Suns?
haven't. No.
Don't.
Why
Let me
not?
just tell you, don't. This is the worst officiating I have seen in my life. Like,
Okay, so that all makes sense. So that's why what's his face? Booker the other night was like going off on
yeah, listen, this man had valid reasons. I forget who had their foot, didn't even step out of bounds, and the ref called them out of bounds. And I watched that play, and I was like, off, TV off. And bro, you got to get. I'm so revolted by fucking the Thunder and their play style that I do
What do
everything
you
in my
mean?
power not to
It all
give
runs. What do you mean? It all runs through SGA.
it really does, but I mean they got some of their team like when you really watch them play, they're kind of dirty players too. So that's why I'm just kind of like on top of the fact you flopping all over the place, you got some dirty mother I would say you got a dirty motherfucker or two on the court that you're really playing with. And then like just bro, I do everything in my power not to give the Thunder fucking any kind of ratings. Let's just put it that way. And that's a me thing. I don't know how you feel about it, but I know me personally couldn't do it.
Well, I mean, they're kind of like the Heat, 11 years ago, where everybody's been on the same team for like 5+ years. So it's kind of hard to start a team that's got camaraderie like that.
And don't get me wrong. Listen, I understand you got a close knit team there. That's cool. That's fine and dandy. But God, I don't know. It just feels appalling to kind of be sitting there watching this team. And I'm like, bro, I'll watch anybody else. I'm gonna put the NBA. I'm gonna put the WNBA on at this point and be absolutely fucking happy if I could. Granted, not there, but that's besides the point. I'm just like, I'm gonna go find a tennis match or some shit like that.
Nah,
Bro, like
you're not snooping down to that boring.
I, listen, them table tennis matches ain't nothing to fuck with. I don't know if you've ever watched them. Like, I got big into them. Me and my brother got big into them. We was watching the table tennis matches through the Hard Rock app and shit. So we was just like, damn, these motherfuckers can get it.
So, are you gonna get out and do pickleball? Because I got a pickleball court out here.
Oh God
You want to
damn.
go? You want to get out and play pickleball? It's like tennis. It's like tennis, but shorter.
You waited to hit me with that offer. Well, going into the summer, you tried to kill my fat ass. Be out there with the goddamn oxygen tank, just like. You get this right.
What do you mean oxygen? Say you only we only got to walk, but like 20 steps.
Oh no, I'm talking about like during and after the game. But yeah, man, I've been watching some of these matchups over the last. I would say I didn't watch the very first opening set of games, but I've gotten myself quickly caught up with fucking the finals up to this point. I'm just like, hey, if I had to put money on somebody, it absolutely would be the Thunder because I don't see them getting knocked off by anybody. um, East Coast is up in the fucking air. I can tell you that right now. East
Yeah.
Coast is up in the air. Oh God, the fucking. Did you watch the Cavaliers and Raptors game?
No, I was actually, well, side note, what I was going to bring up was like the Magic. I feel like it's like towards the end, if they lose as much games as they did, excuse me, like they'd be at where that series is, well, like Cleveland and the Raptors. It's
Hmm.
like the Magic have got a squad.
They do. I still don't feel like this is their year, but I feel like they're kind of.
The only thing that sets them back is injuries.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they got a squad.
I feel like they're kind of in the position New York was in like a year and last year and the year before, where it's like, okay, y'all definitely have the people to make it. Can you do anything? And then other things kind of come into
I,
play there, but it's like
I feel like they finally got that piece that they needed with Bane. Like that Bane pickup was good.
little short arm motherfucker.
Hey man, but he gets the job done. You know, he reminds me of. I mean, but I don't know. I would question it to say he's better, but he
You know,
reminds me of when Jay forgetting his name right now. Crowder was on the Heat back when we were in the bubble. Like Crowder wasn't a big
yeah,
dude, like height wise, but like he was a stocky dude. But he got the job done. Same thing with like PJ Tucker a few years back when we
yeah.
went to the finals. So that's what I'm saying. When you just have a guy like that that meshes with those shooters.
Is there anybody
Go.
else he reminds you of? Because he reminds
Ooh,
me of T Rex.
yeah, I kind of figured you were going with that with the short arms.
Nah, like I said, I think their squad. I'm gonna keep an eye on them. Do I see them getting past the Pistons? 1,000%, they're gonna get past the Pistons. Going into the next round, like I said, the whole East is up in the air. So I'm not even. I just feel like I'm at the point where it's like, all right, you're looking at these games, their layouts, which is crazy. Fucking for the Pistons being number one in the East, and then fucking it looks clear like they're gonna fucking lose to the Magic, in my opinion. If we're just giving opinions out there, um,
Shit,
Celtic,
Duncan Robinson going to Detroit is the best thing that happened to him. That
yeah.
man's out throwing up shots like Larry Bird.
What is their next round potentially? That's what Celtics.
Yeah, I
If
think.
I'm
I mean, I would have to like look at my phone, but how the bracket's set up, yeah, whoever wins, yeah, they're both gonna play each other. Or I mean, hold on, let me double check on that.
because I was about to say I don't foresee them getting. Oh, I got it. Brackets.
No, 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 no. Yeah, so no, yeah. The Knicks will move on and play the Celtics in the next round. Whoever wins the Raptors and
Oh, it's Cleveland
Cavaliers,
and no, it's Cleveland and the Raptors that they would play one of those two in the next round.
they would play the Magic or the Pistons.
So they would absolutely stomp it. I think they would. I think the Magic would stomp either one of those teams, which is
I
crazy.
don't know.
I I don't know how you feel, but okay, you have to think
I'm a
about
big
it.
I'm a big
Even if
James Harden fan, so I don't know.
you James Harden, I know you didn't in the finals. You think
Okay, not the
James?
final, but who he's been since Houston.
Yeah, he's been the guy that doesn't show up consistently at some point in the finals.
Everyone, no, agreed. But I'm saying like player wise, like style wise, like if you look at like his bag, whenever like he's coming at you on like ISO, a lot of players are doing the same exact thing that he's doing. Cross dribble,
Okay,
cross dribble, cross dribble, cross dribble, cross dribble, step back.
100%.
A lot of guys do the same exact thing as him.
And I agree with you 100%, but I'm thinking of in the setting of the NBA finals. He consistently at some point doesn't show up, and if you watch that last game between Toronto and Cleveland, bro,
Hold
the
up, real
shooting
quick.
was
The,
horrible.
the only time he was in the finals was when he was OKC, but he was
No,
sitting on
no,
the bench.
I don't mean the end of the finals. I mean like the entirety of the playoffs. Like the NBA final. When I say NBA finals, I mean like the playoffs. I don't mean like just that. Just to clarify, I don't mean just the
Yeah,
final.
no, no, no. I hear you, but it's to me, it's debatable because, like, if you look at all the teams that he's been on since OKC, the only time that really he's like able to like show out by himself was when he was with Houston. But when he was
Yeah.
with the Clippers, he had to like divvy that out with PG and then with Kawhi.
Hmm.
Uh, it was kind of all over the place with Philly, but now he's like it's everything is around him and I was gonna say call him by his nickname, but you know who I'm getting at, Mitchell.
Yeah. I just all I'm saying is if you watch that last game, when I say the shooting was bad, you go look up the stats on the shooting. It was awful, and I mean that for both teams. The game was kind of hard to watch, honestly, but it's like, it's like are we getting the bad shots out if we're talking about like on a percentage thing? Like, yeah, like when somebody say that they got a little bit of bad luck on their side, and it's like, all right, get that out of the way because what you got going forward here. I mean, Orlando will be a difficult matchup come next round if I do believe they'll get around Toronto. Don't get me wrong. Um, that's going to be a tough matchup. And then you're talking about semifinals, which again, I 100% think it's going to be Boston. I would prefer to see New York. That'd be a hard matchup too. So it's like, look. He better start. He better start praying. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. So he's just going to
As
be.
as long as like New York has like been on like a streak where they haven't like got to the mountaintop,
Mhm.
like I want them to like get there and win, but at the same time, like I don't between like them, Boston and Philly, like the trash talking and the arrogance is not what I'm like ready for.
I can 100% agree with you on that. On the flip side of that, I don't necessarily think because I listen. I'm going to treat them like elevator music. That shit ain't gonna bother me at the end of the day. I just don't want. I don't want Boston to build any more.
What are
Like
you talking about? We're God's greatest gift. We're God's greatest gift.
it's like if I was gonna pick a shit talker that I would have to go up to, like give it to a guy that hasn't had it in a while. Don't give me this same fucking asshole in this little old funky ass hat and like fuck his cane because I want to kick that shit out from under the mascot. Like just fuck this guy. Just fuck him. Period. You know what I mean? But that's again that's a me thing. It's like I think
The Knicks retired players, and I didn't mean to cut you off. The Knicks retired players, the jersey that hang up in MSG, they're so old that they're starting to fall apart into the seats.
oh god.
That's how
Hey,
long. That's how long it's been.
if they actually do make it to the finals, it's gonna be confetti. Just know that they just gonna be like it was time. It was time. But yeah, man.
They've
I'm
done from the banners.
I
We'll go ahead.
I'm
What are you gonna say?
I'm pretty sure that over the next few days I'm gonna be more interested in watching the East more than the West because, like I said, the West as everybody's banged up on the West. I'm almost afraid to put on a West Coast game because I just don't want to see anybody else get injured. But I'm definitely going to be intrigued to see the East more than the West, which is I feel like is wild to say because everybody always says how the West is so much stronger, this, that, and the third. And it's like I'm glad those days are done. If I had to give my honest opinion, I'm glad those days are done because outside of the Thunder and their bullshit, and honestly, you're really playing the refs. You're not even playing a fucking team. I mean, you are, but you aren't. You know what I mean? But like
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's been my hard fucking NBA take for this week. You got anything on other sports that have been kicking off in the backgrounds?
Nothing really. I mean, it's kind of depressing on my end because I don't have the Panthers to look forward to. I mean, not that I think the Heat would have gotten far, but I don't have nothing to look forward to that. I mean, the most I have to watch is like soccer, like here and there. But an occasional like Dodgers game here and there.
I don't know hockey. That kind of crossed my mind because I'm not betting. I haven't been paying attention to hockey. Aren't they in the playoffs too?
The
Am I
Panthers.
wrong? No, the hockey.
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
they?
they always run the same exact time as the NBA. I think they start like a few days before, a few days after. But yeah, they run around at the same time. But that was like what was like where we got spoiled like these like past years. It's like every other day, if not every day, it was like you got a Heat game on, the Panthers game, then a Heat game, the Panthers, then a Heat game, the Panthers. Or they would play at the same exact night. So then like you're watching a game and you're just like you're flipping back and forth. So it was exciting, but with the Panthers, I mean, I actually just like saw some form like wanting to bring that up, but like no, with the Panthers, they were like so injury like riddled this year. I mean, once everybody like gets back together, I know they're going to get back to the same tempo as what they were previous years. But the Heat, I don't know if you just saw that Pat Riley like confirmed that he's like not stepping down because there was a lot of rumors that he was stepping down.
Damn, I know people been praying on that one.
I'm one of them. Like I made a tie into football. But I feel like until until Pat Riley croaks, him and Jerry Jones are like going to be the GM all the way until they die. And it's just like I love Riles' mentality of like how he was like in the NBA. Like he didn't really get an opportunity. He kind of like he was a role guy and he like bounced around, but so he gets like the dog mentality, like, and that's what he wants out of his players. At the same time, my man, like we can't. We're always going to be middle tier if we don't get another superstar. We're just going to sit right here if we don't get Bam somehow. But okay, I don't want to trade away like the win right now. I don't want to trade away Tyler Hero. Oh, I don't want to trade Claire Well. Well, I got tongue tied. Where? But you get what I'm saying. It's just like, dude, I get the part like with the longevity, but at the same exact time, like as a fan, like I miss those days of like constantly like seeing them like if not in it or like like the final like 8 team in the playoffs.
They gotta figure some shit out. I know that much. Because this shit is killing me with at least with Miami and they're not wanting to move on stuff. It's like y'all gotta figure some
What
shit out.
what kills me with Riley is like you have players that say I only want to come down here, only the Heat. Forget about the Lakers. Forget about any other team that's got like this warm climate. Oh, I can go to Texas where the state income tax is not like they're just like us. But like he never wants to make a move, and it's so frustrating.
It is. I knowing the list of stars that we've kind of whiffed on is also fucking. It's tantamount to just high blood pressure in terms of just like thinking about it. That's why I try not to. I try not to dwell on that shit too hard. It's like shit. If we're gonna get
No,
somebody, it's gonna be because of the players talking to the players. It's
no,
not gonna
yeah.
be because of fucking patting his shit.
But no, but then like another thing, like to piggyback off what you're saying, like I just joked about Duncan Robinson, Struce, Vincent. Trying to think like other dudes that like have been like role guys, right? That he didn't want to like trade away. But look, now that their contract's up, because you wouldn't even want to battle that. Then look, now they're studs on other teams. So
Yeah,
you could have did that right there, then and there. We could have got a championship. Like you would have like, I mean, like I said, like Lillard wanted to come down here, Harden wanted to come down here, Durant wanted to come down here. But like, why are we not pulling through?
I don't know. Between Dame, Harden, not Harden, Dame, Durant, and what's his name, Giannis. Those three. It's like, how the fuck did we not land somebody to come be a primary star? Like that shit. I don't, bro. That shit irks me. But like I said, I try not to let that shit drive me
No,
down in terms of like
and I like
thinking.
what you said. Good.
No, that was all.
No, and I was just gonna say, but I like what you said as far as like players talking to players. Like, I was gonna say Durant. I don't know what's going on. Giannis and Bam are tight. I mean, freaking same thing. Dame, like everybody's like tight with each other. So like,
Yeah,
I don't get like, is this like old school rules for old school fools type mentality, or it's just like, okay, I'm gonna stick to my standards from like 50 years ago. Like,
I
what
think
are we doing?
I think it's a little bit of that. That's why I'm trying not to like. In my head, I'm really, like I said, I'm trying not to, because it's like this is gonna have to be a players thing. Just like how when we got the big three with fucking Dwayne, Bosh, and LeBron, that was player communication. You see what I'm saying? The
Yes.
fucking Heat franchise came second to all of that because they were going to go to New York. I don't know if you remember them talking about that.
Yeah. No, no,
So
no. I think it was that or Chicago. But go ahead.
yeah, they had other options, and then they were just like, ah, nah, fucking everybody else is fucking up. Let's go to Miami. So it's
But
like, damn,
where I was just talking about the thing with like the finance part, like how much did Pat Riley pull on that because he knew the lockout was coming? Because remember, like when we got the big three the year after that, the lockout happened.
yeah,
So you had the TV money, then the salary cap was jumping, so then you can afford all that. But what I'm getting at is like when he's like making this pool to like get all these guys, right? You're signing like Duncan Robinson, you're signing Struess, you're signing all these role player guys to like $150 million deals. But then they only go out until about 3 years out of the 5 years where they opt in. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's just like, dude, it's like I don't know.
Like I,
Spo and Riley know what they're doing, but like when it comes down to it, and like when it's like all said and done, but it's just like as a fan, like you just want it right now.
yeah, that's again. That's why I try not to let it get too much into my head because I'm like, if we think like that, it's gonna bro, that shit alone is gonna make you buckle as a fan. That's why I'm trying my hardest not to let that fucking dampen my mood because it's like some things do need to change and I hate the fact that it takes so for the deep rooted stuff to change.
I got something to ask Pat Riley. When was the last time you've been to Greece? Because when I just recently went to Greece, Giannis is plastered everywhere. So what better? Like we're a global city to put someone from Greece in Miami, and then bring more people from Greece
Bro.
down here. I'm just saying.
And then just the whole state, the fact that you could have had a hookup like that if you had pulled somebody like Giannis. And all you
Mhm.
got to do is pay that ugly ass fucking brother he got. All I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no, no, yeah. That's another thing. That's a package deal. So if he's coming down here, his brother's coming down here.
I'm like, bro, all you had to do is just put him on the bench with a little like what, like 2 mil or some shit like that. Just be like, yeah, man,
Yeah, yeah.
just
I know,
chill.
I know. Giannis is married, but he'll be coming down here to South Beach and talking like Valvinus. Hello, ladies.
Yeah. Get him an extra tall wall in the back of a fucking King of Diamonds or some shit like that. Not King of Diamonds, fucking Tootsies or some shit like that. And just be like, hey, yeah, that privacy fence y'all got back there, yeah, I need like an extra like 2 feet on that. Need like an extra 2 feet on that. Yeah, thanks. Oh, y'all got paparazzi outside? Yeah, let's go ahead and pay some gangsters to go break some ankles because can't nobody see him coming in here with his wife and shit. We ain't trying to do all of that. But shit, yeah, man, I'm just like I'm the I try not to I try to look for even our offset teams that are what you call that are playing out of Florida. I'd rather go root for them than be fucking pissed off at the primary teams because it's like, okay, we can sit here and be mad at Miami, right? Or we can go cheer for Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Panthers ain't in it, right? But little brother Lightning is still going. I mean, it's something, it ain't the best, but it's something, we cheer on the little brother every once in a blue moon, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we'll make do for a year or so. I just know fucking I know football's off the table. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I was about to say we may be dead by the time the Dolphins go to the Super Bowl.
Bro, listen, I'm looking more at college than I am fucking the professionals in the
You
next
know,
like 3 years
even
more than anything.
yeah, even that surprised me that Miami got all the way to the Natty. Like
Hey,
that's crazy.
listen, I learned this long ago when we were playing, and me and my brother were playing. We were playing in tournament. We were playing tournament level TCG Pokemon, and I know this is way off the line for fucking sports, but it does make sense. I don't think a lot of people realize how much fucking sports, how much competitiveness has to run through Florida, like when it comes to the world.
Yeah,
Because
I
at that
mean,
time we had
no, no, go ahead, go
we
ahead.
had Miami that was fucking kicking off like crazy. Um, I say Miami, I mean the Heat. The Heat that was kicking off like crazy. The time we had like some of the best poker players in the world. Um, those poker players also like to play other card games. That's why I know that backhand thing. A couple of world championship players in Pokemon TCG. Um,
At least 35% of the NFL, they all come through Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami.
yeah. So I mean, like when it came to a lot of competitive scenes, God damn it, the world runs on Duncan in Florida. Okay, let's not make that
No,
fucking
no
let's not
plug.
drop the ball on that.
Plug.
You come get you come get some donuts, some Dunkin' Donuts, and then you come get some Florida players. Ladies, keep the panties at home.
So,
All right, let me stop playing. Let me stop playing, bro. What else we got on the docket, brother? What else we got on the docket here? Did I
tell me what you want to talk about.
shit? I know that you have. I know you heard something about the freaking the house down there in Florida. That was the Scarface house because I
Oh,
thought that was
oh,
pretty interesting.
yeah. So, I mean, rent or even like mortgages down here are just like astronomical. But so I saw this on Only in Dade
Hmm.
yesterday, where the Scarface house, granted, like it's been like remodeled, like to make it like newer, but the house is going for 275 million dollars. Now, if you include everything else with the taxes, so on and so forth, the HOAs, all that, even at like 300, right? Now, who in their right mind is going to get that house? I think the only person that could afford that is Jeff Bezos, because Messi's house. So for y'all that like don't know, like I live about like 3 miles from like Fort Lauderdale Beach, and he bought a house over there. And his house, Fort Lauderdale Beach, was 115. How is a Scarface house that's like 70 years old, $180 million more than Messi's house? You get where I'm going?
That's
Now, and another thing, hold on. And another thing is, if for people who like know about the Scarface movie, and like people that are like from South Florida, only 30% of the movie Scarface was actually shot in Miami. The other part was in Colombia, and the other part, the majority of it was in California. But only like 30% of it, like, so my thing is like, are you going to like you're putting that money in because of that, because only like two shots in the movie were actually filmed at that house, like, but sporadic, like towards the end where he was about to get shot. The house was in California. The nightclub that he went to, that was in California. So there's not a lot of like stuff down here that like, or like in the beginning of the movie where he shot the guy for taking his cocaine in the beginning, like that was like down in South Beach, but like 30% of the movie was shot down here, but the other like 70 was just like I said, it was scattered all over the place.
so. I have a small like theory on why that house is running that price because I have this feeling that between the remake, right? Um, you've got the remake that's floating around, And then you've got other like
Man,
memorabilia.
that remake has been like floating around for like 15 years. I don't know if they're ever going to do it. But go ahead.
I think they will at some point. They just got to clear a lot of bullshit. But as
Are
things
you going
come
to do
out,
real quick? Are you going to do a reboot, or are you going to do it from like when he like what was leading up before he went to the army? Well, go ahead.
um, see, that's the thing. I don't know where they would go storyline wise, like how they would want to kind of like shoot all of that. Could you incorporate the old house? Because if you're doing like a reboot, you can use new scenery. You could, or you can go based off the old stuff and kind of do a modern day version of it. How would you want to run that? That's up in the air, and anybody that's holding that house, if they choose to go that route, has got say so on it. So
I tell you one thing before Bree steps out the bedroom. I know who they'll put to play Michelle Pfeiffer's character. It's either could be Sydney Sweeney or Margot Robbie. I'm telling you right now. Hey, but tell me I'm lying though. Tell me I'm lying.
no, you're not. And like I said, and there's other things propping up that house. That was the other thing I think is propping up that house. GTA is still coming around the corner, and if it's modeled after Miami, do you think we'll have the Scarface house in GTA?
True.
I listen. All I'm saying is, like, if we're talking like landmarks and kind of making a
Yeah,
little walk up of Florida and how that's
but
supposed to be, like,
you can go down a rabbit hole with that though. I
yeah,
mean, like
you could.
yeah, but no, not only that, but like for example, what's coming out in like 2 years? The Miami Vice reboot with like
Mhm.
Michael B. Jordan and Glenn Powell. So like, are they doing that present day? Are they doing, you know what I mean? I don't know. You can go down a rabbit hole with that.
Listen, all I'm saying is, whoever owns that house has probably got some big decisions to make coming up in the future in terms of how the house is represented, especially if it is in big landmarks. Like, again, if you're going to put it in another movie, that would be cool. If it ends up in a video game, would those people have to pay you out for the likeness?
True, but I mean, whoever like it had to start at like a value that was like under 100, and now the person that's selling it is like doing it like double. So even in like okay, even like what I started like at the beginning, and then you do that. That's what I'm saying. Like with the rabbit hole, then it's gonna like you're gonna keep adding and adding and adding. You're not
Yeah,
getting, you're not buying a house for 500 million.
you really shouldn't. You honestly should listen. Unless that house is coming out with free handies. Uh, I'm talking about the cleanest reach around you've ever had in your life. 500 million is a real hard, like, that's a hard gamble in my opinion. Just
Yeah, but
just
like I said, who's gonna afford that?
only the most elite. You know, it's going to be cornballs once you see who is actually buying it and holding on to it. And again, if the house doesn't pay you back in some way, shape, or form, why would you do that to yourself? You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
That's why I'm leaning towards the whole, like, that house has got to be in media in some way, shape, or form where you're making residual money off of it. There's got to be.
yeah.
It's got to be. Like I said, my first phone call if I bought that would be to GTA. Like, listen, y'all put how much money into that game? Yo, get a replica of my shit in there, and we can
Yeah.
both kind of, people can come and visit the house, and you can run storylines out of that motherfucker, and you can do this, that, and the third, a mission or two.
Make
All I'm saying is,
you
like, we
know,
can do something together.
and make sure that when you get done beating the game, that my end credits are in there.
Good. Listen,
And all make sure my
you get
name's
a
in there. Okay.
you get a flash of the beach, you get a flash of like some girl in a club, you get a flash of the fucking the Scarface out, you get a flash of like Trump's fucking estate, you get a flash of like hit all of the Florida bullet points, bro. Like I can see that at the end of the game, you get the credit roll, like absolutely. Listen, it would justify them fucking a game like that being so goddamn high because that was a big thing too. It was like these games are gonna be like fucking $80 and shit. I was like AAA games being that high only comes with real shit attached to it. I could see GTA doing that. Other games, I couldn't see them doing that because it's like, what the fuck are we talking about here? We're talking
Yeah,
about
but
$80 for a video game, nigga. I could pick up a book and read that story in that fucking game. All I'm
yeah,
saying.
but there's always competition. So if I'm just like I don't know, I sound like I'm old school, but like if Halo and Gears of War like did reboot and then they remodeled everything to where it's like present day, right?
Mhm.
So the fan base they got behind that is like just as strong as anything like Rockstar puts out. But at the same exact time, all right, so GTA 6 is running at like 90. All right, well, how come, with everything we got back then, and oh, hey, by the way, we got a TV show with it. Why don't we make it 100, 110? There's always, I feel like that's just going to start a whole other thing.
Yeah, it could. I mean, that kind of starts an imaginary arms race of folks trying to keep up with who's trying to clear the highest bar in terms of quality, and all those little details count. Um, Real life areas, places that you can attach things to, actual stories that they're attached to. I mean, all of that shit counts, whether or not you recognize that or not. But um, for price points, man, shit. If that's the case, we're gonna be paying out the ass for shit in like over like the next like 10 to 20 years. The
Video
economy's
games
already
almost cost the
dictating
same
that.
as shoes.
Hmm?
I said video games almost cost the same amount of shoes. Go ahead, what are you gonna say?
I was video games, fucking clothing, everything. The gas prices, the housing market is through the roof, man. Listen, prostitutes are gonna be unbuyable in the future. I know.
Hey, the only thing I was gonna pick up back to that is I don't know if you've been watching Euphoria.
Oh my god.
But what's going on in Euphoria would be the same thing in real life.
Bro, I haven't seen the new season, but I have seen Sydney Sweetie as a fucking baby, and that was just like, I don't know, dog. Between the Epstein files and actual like it being an adult, I don't know how I feel about this. I
Well, I'm
feel
not
like
gonna get. I'm caught up with it. I'm not gonna say like too much, but I would say because like this is their last season, it's not as weird as it has been previous seasons. Like it's more like kind of like what we're like go on right now. That makes sense.
I have a question, and I don't want. I don't. Let me word this question so we don't get in too much trouble. Um, is is this season top heavy like it was in season one?
Oh, triple.
Lord of mercy. Okay. 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 You ain't gotta say no more. You ain't gotta say no more. Okay. 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 So,
Hey, I take Kendrick's side with the Drake beef, but I have to say thank you to Drake.
he'll probably thank you for the ratings on that, but he's still gonna put you over. He's still gonna put you over them allegiances. All right. Well, speaking of media, I know it's been I think a week and a half or 2 weeks at this point. CinemaCon has came and gone. Did you see anything from CinemaCon that you were like had peak interest in?
Um, I don't know because I mean, we're both like comic book heads, but you have a little bit more knowledge on it. Like, I don't know. I guess it's just like a wait and see when drawing a blank right now when the Avengers come out in December. But
Yeah.
like, are they gonna tie it in to where Iron Man has this like thing through Doctor Doom? Because I was looking at because like there are people that are in it and then they're like gonna they can't show like what they saw, but
Yeah.
um they put like little headers of like what they saw.
Mhm.
Um, but there was one thing where it was tying in to where, and I don't know if this is like gotta like do why they brought back Robert Downey Jr., but like basically like Iron Man segues into Doctor Doom.
Yes. So, I get a little heavy into spoilers because I'm very like sometimes I don't give a fuck if I'm spoiled a storyline ahead of time. for comic book stuff in terms of like Marvel. I don't give a shit because the storylines that we're doing are like super old, right? So just throw that out there. I generally don't care in terms of spoiling Marvel stuff. Come to find out, so I won't spoil nothing for nobody, but come to find out, so Disney had this little thing where they've been training their AI models for a lot of stuff. They did lay off a lot of their artists because they're using the actual artist's art to train their AI model that they have in house to create animations and stuff, right? Now this is wild and it's fucked up, but I you got to understand like the rolling of automation is going to kill a lot of jobs. Art is like visual art is like front and center. Probably a lot of people are going to lose um, their spot when it comes to art. So they let go some of their artists. So one of the artists was using basically one of the AI generators that can like make video clips and movies and stuff really well. So he was basically recreating some of the scenes that we're expected to see in some of the previews in the movie and like low key releasing it. So if you know where to look online, you can get a breakdown of what the movie is going to be about. Let me just say that the storyline that they are using, if this is all true, and I want to say like 85%, like I would say about 85%, I believe it. It's going to be a good storyline. That's what I've kind of seen and heard, on the slide. But it's like I don't have them having a problem if it's a Doctor Doom and like Iron Man kind of, segue that it's like I don't think that that's going to be an issue for most people based on what I've seen. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. So I ain't gonna say nothing else because I don't want to spoil nothing for nobody. I don't know how you feel about that. That's why I don't want to. I don't want to shoot nothing. I ain't trying to beat a horse dead neither. So
I don't know. I'm kind of curious, but at the same time, I'm lost at the same exact time. But I'll have to wait till December.
hey, listen. I think if you preserve that piece of where's this going, and then you just enjoy it as a standard fan, you'll be in a great position. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, you can go ahead and spoil it once you know the main storyline that they're working off of. You kind of know where that's leading from, like the comic book sense. So that's why I don't want to spoil it for nobody.
I will piggybacking off of that, and then what I saw like came out of that too. I met down with they're gonna relaunch X Men outside of X Men '97.
Yeah,
They're gonna relaunch it, but they're only gonna do like the first five X Men. That means Wolverine's gonna be out. So then what? But we're just gonna rely on I'm forgetting his name right now. Ryan Reynolds. This dude, he's like Deadpool. Yeah, I see doing these like Deadpool Wolverine movies. So like I don't know, like
Wolverine
the
is not
battle.
going to be out. Trust me when I say this. Wolverine is not going to be out. He'll be there. um, I think you might be because I think they're recasting the original X-Men, but you have this weird crossover from the older ones that they do keep. Trust me, Wolverine's going to be there. Wolverine's going to be there.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. I mean, as much as I love Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine, I don't doubt he can like play it forever.
His it's and don't
And
get me wrong.
the only reason I didn't mean to cut you off, but the only reason why I say that is because I know Tom Holland was wanting to stop playing Spider Man just because like he wants to like live out his life with Zendaya. Like they want
Mhm.
to start having a family and whatnot. Which I'm happy he's doing that, but it's just like weird, like people that you grow up with, and then like turn into like a new. I mean, we gotta accept change at some point,
Yeah, we do.
but
But
what's
that
gonna hit hard? What's gonna hit harder was Hugh Jackman not playing Wolverine.
I think they're gonna, and it sounds like the Wolverine that they chose from the Deadpool Wolverine movie. they're gonna like kind of mesh this one into being more like of an old man Wolverine sort of. Um, it just feels like they are pulling pieces from different stories to kind of like make characters kind of work, even though that the old man Wolverine is technically dead in the movies.
Mm.
Technically speaking, um, they still could use elements of that story for the current like Wolverine that they're using, which is fine and dandy. So I think that they'll make it work. It's a lot of the other characters that I'm a little surprised about in terms of like where they're gonna be at and who they're kind of like keeping along. 'Cause like it's hard to make this make sense, but if you understand current Marvel in the movies, there is multiverse theory, and all these other characters actually are technically canon. They're just not a part of the main universe. So nothing is off the table. Let's put it that way. Nothing is off the table. Absolutely nothing is off the table. You'll be surprised who
Well,
is like becomes
you,
a main character.
well, in that press conference room on that table, one thing I hope they do clear away is Daniel Radcliffe playing Wolverine. Do not have Harry Potter play Wolverine. I don't know who is entertaining that and why that's even like a thing that's like I've
it's
seen out there.
it's
But like,
not.
please don't have Harry Potter be Wolverine.
I can't remember the name of the movie where he
Every
played like a
every
dead
damn
body.
every damn thing I have, Wolverine will be set on fire. Do not have Harry Potter be Wolverine.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I really don't. I'm hoping it doesn't get to that, but I don't blame you at all. On the flip side of that, whatever movie that was where Daniel Radcliffe was fucking a dead body, and he was getting controlled like remote. It was an old movie, like right after he did Harry Potter. It's a very weird movie. That's all I see. I
I
don't
can't
even
tell
see.
you what movie
I
he
don't.
has done unless I Harry Potter.
I can't even. I'll be real with you. I can't even see. That movie was so left field from Harry Potter that I don't even see Harry Potter. I see that fucking movie anytime I hear about this motherfucker. So that's why I'm just like, we better not. We really better not. Um, Good luck to him in his acting choices, but God, don't be fucking Wolverine. Please don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Other things that I seen from CinemaCon that really had me in a tizzy. They had the new Godzilla trailer that dropped for the
oh,
Japanese version of Godzilla, the
what?
minus zero.
How are you watching a Monarch show on Apple
Yeah.
TV?
hmm
How do you feel about it?
It's not bad. It gives a lot of back end story for things
The
that were not
I
explained
can't
in the movies.
I can't. Yeah, okay, that's what I was about to say because I can't stand it at times. I almost feel like I'm watching a soap opera sometimes. Like I'm like
So
fast forward like what I know and then like what's like leading up to like the fights. But like the whole thing about like okay how this doctor fell in love with like what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. I'm just seeing his face. But anyway,
yeah.
Shaw. Yeah, like
hmm
dude, I don't care about all that.
And that's the part that kind of ticks me off. It's like it was a nice tie-in to tie in the human characters, but what's so weird about it is okay, you use the show to humanize the human characters, and then the movies are for the monsters. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, no,
So
yeah, go ahead. I have something to piggyback off of that. Go ahead.
it's just it's nice. It's like, but can we get a couple more monster shots? Like
Yeah,
that's always like watching Godzilla. You have to understand watching Godzilla as a kid. You saw Godzilla in a boxing match with another monster
yeah,
for like 40 fucking minutes.
yeah.
The humans were very
Oh,
like sprinkled in and they got straight to the fucking point. Oh, this
and
monster's from
then
another planet and we got to stop the aliens that brought him here. And then like, let's just get him on the ship and kind of get away from him and like, sabotage the other monsters, mechanics and shit. They do that. The aliens are chasing. And then all of a sudden, oh, we somehow fucking like speed ran this whole thing and chased y'all into like Godzilla's face. Godzilla breathes fire, they're gone, defeats the monster, everybody goes home happy. Right? That's
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
general
I know where you're going.
breakdown. And like I said, you've been watching Godzilla box this nigga for like 40 minutes. like off the top of the rope, fucking a couple of suplexes in there, flaming motherfuckers, like just like peak shit. Like watching the television show is like it's almost like pulling teeth, but it's like nice at the same time.
Now, when they said that they were gonna like branch out and then they were gonna like do more of this right after what was it, Kong versus right after Godzilla. Like as a fan, like okay, now you're gonna like introduce like more monsters. But like, dude, I don't care how about how the chick like lost her hearing when Godzilla took down the Golden Gate Bridge. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
what does that have to do with anything with Godzilla? So
that's
we're gonna play like 30 minutes of like that in one episode.
my issue. My issue that I have with it is that okay, we're building up back characters that are either already dead in the main timeline of the movie, or we're building up characters we never see in the movies. Like, stop doing that.
Yeah,
Why did we
yeah,
get two fucking movies of Millie Bobby when we didn't need that? Like, you could have gave us one of these fucking little Asian chicks here in the fucking movies, and this shit would have made a lot more sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why are we like? I don't know. It's just some weirdo shit, and it's like, bro, some of the movie characters need to be in the show, and some of the show characters need to be in the movies.
yeah.
This would make that transition a little bit smoother. Would it fix everything? Not necessarily, but would it make the transition a whole lot fucking better?
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why I'm just like, what's wrong? Hi. Oh, hi. Hi. Hi, little person. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. My kid just likes to give me random hugs. Not upset, not anything, just hi, random hug leaves. Anyways, yeah, that whole transition with the television show and the movie characters, it could have been done so much better. I don't know why we're
Hmm.
just. And don't get me wrong, some of the scenes from fucking the show with the monsters, it's like the best fucking part. But it feels like the Adam Wingard version of a television show where we give you about this much, and it's straight cocaine. It's
I
like
don't know
that.
who Adam Wingard is, but I'm getting where you're going with this.
He did the first legendary Godzilla movie, and if you remember that movie, it feels like Godzilla and the other monsters are almost not in it, but like little scenes, like little snippets. Like when Godzilla first gets to the city and you just see him, and then it cuts away to some other shit, and it's like, bro, give me a fight. Like,
Yeah, but yeah, that's what you did in the 40s and the 50s. Is 2026. We want box office. We want fights. We want
yeah,
monsters. We don't want soap opera stuff.
yeah, don't give me that soap opera. Don't be cutting away. Like how? Like the scene where Godzilla pulls up to the airport, and then it cuts away after he screams. Nigga, that is the most frustrating shit on on the planet. Like, no, let me see him tear some shit up.
Like this previous episode where he was getting ready to take the eggs from that damn monster, right? And I'm like, yes, but I only had to wait 9 episodes for this.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, yeah, fuck his shit up. Like, I don't think we do enough devastation with the monsters either. That's the other thing. The movies are bad at that. Um, the movie where there's only like 6 or 7 deaths. I was like, he pulled up to the port looking for the piece of Mechagodzilla's eye that was like doing the wave thing, and I was just like, he pulled up to the port looking for that shit. And I don't think you understand when Godzilla pulls up, he's bringing in so much water that it's a flash flood,
Yeah,
right? It's a whole tsunami. You tell me 6 people died?
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
Nigga, that don't even make no sense. Like
No,
I'm pretty
no.
sure a lot more people get harmed in that, but that that's
Yeah,
besides the point. But it's like there needs to be like more devastation and like another thing that the old movies did that was fucking fantastic. They always had scenes where it was some fucking military force versus the monsters before they cut to the actual main fight. That
yeah.
was like another 15 minutes of you just watching Godzilla absolutely walk over tanks, breathe fire, chase people down. Like, they had those badass scenes like a green screen behind, like some fucking running in place. and then dying to like fucking aerosol cans. Shit
I
was
know that may have
hilarious.
seemed, but that was me being Godzilla picking up a truck and throwing it.
Exactly. You had a whole buildup of him fighting the military, fucking up the town. The other monster shows up, and he's like, "Oh, wonderful! I have somebody to play toys with." Fights the monster for like a quick like 5 minute intermission. Sometimes he loses that first fight, and he's like, "Oh, you're a terrible playmate. Here, let me kill you with fire." The
Hmm.
old movies, bro, you couldn't beat the old movies, and I don't understand why Americans don't get this down right. The fight scenes need to be longer. I've noticed this even in like Marvel stuff. I'm like, why aren't the fight scenes fucking longer? Like you're going through the comic books and it feels like they're fighting for pages,
Mm,
like
yeah,
actual pages.
yeah,
I
true.
give it to what you call it I give it to the Asian markets when they do anything from like anime to fucking Godzilla to their own brand of movies and stuff. They actually give details in fight scenes. I feel like we don't do that enough. I don't understand
No,
why. I don't know if you
no.
remember when Daredevil first came out and he had that hallway scene and everybody was talking about that shit for like a year and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Why are we not doing this more often? Please, somebody explain this to me. I don't understand
Or
why.
I mean, I get Disney credit because like they are doing not a bad job. I mean, it's not what it was on Netflix, but yeah, like to what you're saying, like I miss when Kingpin found out that dude tried to kill his wife, or I mean his girlfriend at the time, and he put his head on the floorboard of the Escalade, which is
Yeah, yeah, nigga, that shit was visceral. I was like, damn, yeah, that's a terrifying. Yeah,
yeah.
I like that. That shit had my blood pumping. But that was what, a Netflix decision back at the time. So I was like, don't get me wrong, like I have a lot of respect for what we have done for some of these movies, but we definitely could step it up in certain departments. And I think it's just those particular directors need like maybe a bit of guidance, maybe a bit of I don't know, come in and show me how
I,
it's done type shit, because it's like
do they think they care?
no, oh God, no, no, no. Listen,
If I want
now that I
Godzilla
think
to
about it,
come
no,
out the water wearing a tutu, Godzilla's gonna come out the water wearing a tutu. You know what I mean?
just killing my heart. At any rate, what else did you see from CinemaCon, or I would say any movie like as of recent that is gotta been like a killer for you? I know, I think the Mike movie
Um,
was just came out, and they're saying that's already made back its money or some shit like that.
well, I was gonna say the one thing. Well, yeah, I'll get in a second. One thing I did like. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna get the same vibe as the Mortal Kombat movie as the Street Fighter movie. So I kind of want to see that just because like playing the game growing up. But
I'm a little iffy on that one.
yeah,
Not
I mean, I don't know. I'm interested to see it just because like the adaptation of it, like the same like that's why I brought up Mortal Kombat. That's like when I saw Mortal Kombat in movies. Um, but what was I gonna say? I don't know, man. The whole thing with Mike, I mean, as like a fan of Mike, like with me, I liked Soulful Mike, and I'm not hating on anything like he's ever done like in his career, but with me, I loved when he was in Jackson 5 and up
yeah.
until like Off the Wall. Everything after that was like too popish. That's just for me, but um, I don't know. I mean, it's just when you've seen so many adaptations of this through movies or documentaries, I don't know. I mean, what intrigues me is the people behind it who are doing this movie. They got the producers from Training Day and Straight Outta Compton, and I'm leaving out one more. But so if it's the same style as that, then okay, you know what I mean. It throws me like going, but I don't know. It's just I already kind of know like everything that's like going to happen in the movie. I haven't even seen it yet. That makes sense.
Yeah, it I know it had just came out, and it was one of those that was like, damn, I've seen this story like at least what like three times already or two times, and at different versions, and it's like I don't know how much more I could stomach of. I would say the down parts in his life. Um, I,
Well,
I
speaking of that, I love what the internet was saying about the, the guy. the guy who's playing his dad, and they're like every time you see him, they gasp. They're like, "Oh no, they know what's gonna happen to Mike."
Oh god.
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
No, that I think is like it's the piece of what you got in the back of your mind when you've seen this story like a million times in terms of like it's the Spider-Man effect. Like, god damn it, how many times is Uncle Ben gonna fucking die? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, how many times you gonna whoop Mike? Huh? You gonna whoop Mike so many fucking times, goddamn.
yeah.
Joe, if you don't go sit your old ass down. So I know that in my head, that's kind of like I hope for it in terms of like how it's gonna be as a movie. Lord only knows. Um, I'm just praying that it's one of those where it's like, all right, hopefully this is closer to the truth than anything else. I doubt it though, especially knowing what I know about his passing and stuff. I doubt it. So
The vibe I'm getting, and I'm not saying the storyline is the same as this one, but did you see Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen movie? Either.
yeah, I don't. Yeah,
So what I'm getting at is I feel like it's like kind of like going off that vibe.
well,
No, so what I'm getting at is okay, like how he started all the big shows that he's done.
yeah.
So when he performed in the Super Bowl, when he performed at Dodger Stadium, um, I saw like a snippet of it, the Thriller video. You get what I'm saying? How that led
Mhm.
up to it. Like every step into his life, like they're gonna document that. But as far as like what you said, like what we know, not at today's age.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll see it when it gets to streaming. So I mean,
Yeah, same.
I'll get that. You know, another movie that I seen the preview for that I'm kind of on the wall about The Mandalorian and Grogu. I seen the preview for that, and I'm like, this feels like a
Yeah,
year behind.
I mean, after what I just found out about, I was about to call him Pablo Escobar. Wow. Um,
Hmm?
hey, yes, I was about to call him Pablo Escobar. Pedro. After what I found out about him,
Wait, what did you find out about it?
you found out he just recently became.
Oh no, nah. I mean, on the flip side, I'm not looking for that news either. I wouldn't have gave a fuck. Hey, I mean, a Buddha hole is a Buddha hole at some point. So I
Um,
didn't even.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I do and I don't. I mean, because like the TV show is so good, but it's just I don't know. I feel like it's just gonna be downplayed.
Um, like I said, I feel like it's kind of a year or so late. So I'm not really. I'll watch it, but I'm not jumping out my bones for too much of anything else. Especially that was off that list of movies that premiered from there. Um, I know some of the more like down to earth stuff has kind of been over this last week. That's kind of popped up and stuff. Um, Especially with a lot of regular news media. The weirdest thing I saw was they have this. Was it a small article that was on comedians and their AI skits and stuff? Which I've been seeing that I've been seeing that on YouTube actually quite a bit. A lot of people have been using AI
Uh,
weird
I,
shit.
I don't know. I mean, like some of it's funny, but I just think it gets out of hand. Like I saw. I mean, like just like the like piggyback off it. Like I saw
Mhm.
this guy taking like just because we're talking about Star Wars. Um, General Grievous was coming into Pawn Stars, so like they took the actual like show of Pawn Stars. He's walking in there and he's like coughing. He's like, "Oh, I have a lung condition, and I want to sell all my lightsabers, to pay for my lung cancer." And then like he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you like $50 for it." And then like all of a sudden he takes out the lightsabers and then like he goes to kill him. Like it's like stuff like that, but it's just like that. There's so much of it, it just gets out of hand.
There's a ton of it that's, and you got to realize the shit that we're seeing is people making it. It's not like it's big name studios, and um it's not like it's high end productions. It's just these weird ass folks that come with shit that it's almost like regular people shouldn't be on AI at all. You know, it's one thing when a professional gets their hands on something and they make content, but it's like when regular people get this shit, I don't think people realize how much fucking trouble we're gonna be in with AI in terms of like the clips and stuff that they can make, and it's I give it 5 years, Dylan. Five, five.
Yeah, but then what about
I
all
mean,
the
it's from
traditional
now, but
comedians? What about all the traditional comedians? Like you ain't gonna like that's gonna overlap like what Drewski does.
oh yeah, big time.
Jeffrey Ross like roasting people. You know what I'm saying? So
Can you imagine you just do the skit and you act it out and then you upload the whole clip in the AI, like an AI generator, and then it's like you type in literal directions for this, make me look like Erica Kirk instead of you using traditional like makeup and stuff. I mean, and don't get me wrong, like some of these are going to be funny, some of them will. Is it a boost to like the comedians in themselves using it on skits? And that's the part that you can't get from AI. The mind of a comedian, the mind of what the art of laughter should be, you know. That's still going to be highly regarded in terms of like what somebody can do with it. So I'll be interested to see that. I don't know about how much that really goes into fucking like paying for some of these comedians, these acts and stuff, but I'll tell you what, shit. I mean, depending on who it is, it's got to be something that's good. It's got to be something that looks good when they do it, you know?
I like seeing the video with the Yeti, like as an everyday person. You sent me a couple of videos.
Those have been pretty funny. The fucking, they've been doing reggae monkeys that talk about
Oh
real
yeah,
life shit that have been
yeah,
fucking hilarious. That have been
yeah.
absolutely fucking
Yeah,
hilarious.
I saw that the other day. Like question father. He's like, okay, so why the wedding ring is always on the left? He's like, well, it was like something, something, something because you can never be right.
Fucking pretty much. So that's why I'm like, we'll see how this goes. I wonder if we'll get to like in our lifetime. Do you think we'll get to a point where they're using AI with like, um, I don't know if you remember they did the hologram fucking concert for Tupac like a few years back.
No, I don't think anybody's gonna buy into that.
You don't think anybody's gonna buy into that? Because I could see them doing some weird shit with that. I know that they've already made like music artists and stuff. They talked about that. Somebody that was under Timberland had already put together like a fake artist and put out like a whole like, and it hit a lot of weird ass bullet points. It's like, all right, this is a fake AI artist. We don't know fully who's behind this AI artist in terms of what you're writing, and then you have this is an artist that's a fake AI that's you're reading off of a script what the music should be, putting in the sounds, all that stuff. Sure. But did you have to make the fucking AI say the N word and shit, like as it's singing and stuff and fucking and rapping or whatever? And it's like,
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
yeah, like there's a lot of weird beats that we're gonna get into, like in terms of like all this stuff. Like I said, Dylan, the next 5 years, I'm telling you, the next 5 years is gonna be fucking awful. I don't think people realize how weird this is about to get, but it's about to get there. That's all I got to say.
We'll
And then
see.
all these algorithms, they're gonna make you pay more for this shit. That's the other thing I don't
True.
that
Yeah.
bothers me. I know you had talked about fucking the Ticketmasters and these prices changing, but that had already been a thing before AI. So I think the mix of these two things is not going to be the greatest. I know
Mm.
you would know more about that because I'm not into that side on the sales and commissions and shit.
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, me and you both like can have knowledge on it. There's not like too much to it, but I just what like trips me out is kind of what you're saying as far as like people like taking control over things. So how am I gonna like? I mean, ticket price is already like as high as it is. Like it's sometimes like it's unmanageable. Like I don't know if you saw like there's like a headline where like going to the Portugal and Colombia game like down here in Miami was like $2,000. But what I'm trying to get at is a lot of that's just all people like resale. I think like for example like what I'm talking about, let's say like the Dolphins, um, just like tying in with the stadium, or even like what I was talking about like with the FIFA World Cup. What they should do is the people who are in charge of the promotion of that venue should have it at the baseline. Okay, like here, lower level you have this, upper level you have this, mid tier you have this. Parking should be at this, and then once that sells out, that sells out. But the thing, what's the beautiful like beauty of resale is that you're giving more people last minute opportunity to like get a chance to just like to see the event. But when I'm the point where like where I'm kind of like chasing the rabbit with this, I go to buy a seat like on the upper level, right? And it's like it's pricey. It's like $200. But I'm unsure about that. So, like here, let me try to find something cheaper, maybe like a few rows up. I go refresh my page. Now that ticket just went up another $400. I mean, I know that's like a high steep, but what I'm trying to get at is like how much is that? Is like people like behind the scenes like doing that. You get where I'm
It's
going?
it's all of it because I know that they have this fucking war against the scalpers and stuff that's been ongoing for fucking ages for everything. Every sales industry where they're hot button items has always had scalpers in some way, shape, or form, and they're never really going to do away with that because it's a mental mindset. It's somebody that's out there trying to make a dollar. It is what it is. How can they curve that shit? Um,
That's the question.
they're not realistically they're not going to. That's my belief. I don't think they are because if you're making a percent of whatever the fuck is being sold, if you're selling it for $1 and I make a percent of that, that ain't nothing but 10 cents. Motherfucker, if you turn around and flip that bitch to $10, I'd have made a whole dollar. Anything higher than that, if you're flipping it from 10 to 100, buddy, that's a $10 bill. I mean, a 10 is a 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we get higher than that, man. We getting around to reach around money, and all I got to say is like somebody's getting their bills paid off of this. So they're
yeah,
they're not going to stop. They're not going to allow the system to slow down as long as they're making money and other people are getting what they want, even if they pay an exorbitant amount for fucking nosebleed seats. You got what you want. You got what you paid for.
yeah,
You know, but yeah, somebody's making money off this. This ain't gonna stop no time soon, which is sad. It's
yeah,
really sad in my opinion
yeah.
because between the scalper and actual nosebleed seats, I mean, you'd be fighting somebody over some shit you could have just stayed at home and watched on TV for a quarter of the price, potentially.
Mm.
And AI algorithms ain't gonna make it any better either. They're gonna be fucking scaling you up on prices like quicker than the actual scalpers would. Which brings into, question bad practices like what if it's not really a scalper? What if the algorithms detect that you looked at this page and just because you refreshed it, they can sneak in like $40 on you?
No, that's a great point. Yeah, and that's what I was trying to get at. So,
I don't know. I know that they had this big thing on like airline prices, right? They tell you certain days are going to be higher than others. They got all these rules and stuff on them, and it's like, is anybody regulating any of this shit?
hmm,
I really don't think so. So when it
no,
comes to like those
I,
prices, I don't think we're going to have a definite answer anytime soon.
mm-mm.
But I know, I take that back. We do have a definite answer. We're going to jump the gate.
Yeah, you do that. Let me know how it works out for you.
Hey, what concert was that? What of them EDM concerts they had down there? People was running the gates. That was a few years back. They was jumping over the gates.
You must have been talking about older.
Shit, one of them fucking concerts, I seen the videos up there a couple of years back. The motherfucker was jumping the gates and they was in that bitch. I was like, hey, I don't blame him.
That, or
You,
you may have been talking about Rolling Knob.
maybe I don't know. Listen, all I know is if you can zigzag and beat security, it's yours. It's yours. You can have that motherfucker because that whole back and forth shit with scalpers and all this other bullshit and the spot I wanted is only like $60-$80 or some shit like that. You niggas is out here charging me like 360. Uh, I don't got time for all of that. Security gonna have to catch my black ass. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. At any rate, let's hit up this last topic point because I know life is gonna be life and pretty soon here. It's been all over the news and media that Trump has had another attempt on his life. I This feels like a whole bunch of baloney. I don't know how you feel about it.
Why you
I
say that?
This doesn't feel real. Something about this doesn't feel real, and I hate to be the conspiracy theorist that's connecting all the dots and doing all the loud motions, and I definitely don't want to point fingers at political bases because that just I don't want another political base to feel like. And to be fair, Trump got in front of a podium and said it himself. He loves his own base because they're dumb, and if they're falling for this shit, I don't know what else to say. I don't want to call anybody dumb, but it just feels like it once you start looking at some of this stuff. You know what caught my eye in this whole thing? It wasn't Erica Trump putting in fucking fake tears and running down the hall. She was seen on camera doing that. It wasn't the whole news cycle, the searches. If you've ever looked into them, people's names being searched online, you can actually find those actual statistics through Google. I don't even know why Google still publishes that shit because that's more incriminating than anything else. Um, there's a couple other things that come up that are pretty interesting that are telling signs that this isn't a real thing. Like, how do you even get that close to the fucking goddamn White House with guns? That's just wild to me. And it's like, think about this. If you really hated the political base, and that's a tough thing to say. If you really hated the political base, all of the major players were there. If you're running in there with guns, you're only going to shoot Trump. Just throwing it out there. I just want to throw that one out there too. But you know what was the telltale sign that I knew that this was fake? Take a wild guess, Dylan.
I don't know.
Take a
Yeah, I
wild
don't know where
guess.
you can go anywhere with this.
All right. This one is the biggest one here that told me that this motherfucker was faking in a motherfucking $3 bill. It was Dana White.
Why you say that?
Think about this for a second. Dana White. Do you know anything about Dana White?
Yeah, he's the UFC president, but what are you getting at? Because like he didn't move when all this was going down.
Yeah. He's super buddies with Trump. He knew from the jump this shit wasn't real. So I'm not even going to move because I don't care. You see what I'm saying? Like the people that are living life in the UFC and stuff, they're very real people. They know when danger is real, when it's time to leave. Do you know anything about Dana White? I'm asking you that question. Like, do you know his history?
No, I just know he's the president of UFC.
Let me tell you Dana White's history. So Dana White is from where? He's from Ireland, right? Do you know why he came to America?
No,
So he pissed off some gangsters over in Ireland, and he knew that they was about actual business. They wanted their money, and if they wasn't going to get it, they was going to kill his ass. So guess what he did?
what do you do?
He came to America. He got the fuck out the way. He ran. You gotta understand UFC. He's rolled with people. He's done mixed martial arts in his own personal time. He's a very fit guy, but in that male, very masculine world, you understand what real danger is. You
Mhm.
got to understand game recognized game in the motherfucking space. When I'm in a room, if I don't, if a motherfucker is yelling and he's not a threat, do you move?
I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers was coming for your life. You got the fuck out of there. And we know based off his history, oh, he's gonna get the fuck out of Dodge when he's really in danger. He knew the shit wasn't in, he knew shit wasn't popping off for him. He knew it wasn't for him, and then he knew it wasn't real. You see what I'm saying? So it's like he's the one that I knew. Like, oh, he didn't give a fuck? That shit wasn't real. That shit wasn't real. That shit was not real at all. That's why I was looking at this whole situation. I'm like, this is for ratings. This is dramatization for ratings. And the only people that are falling for it are the people that would already technically vote for him. So it's like, why are you doing this? You know what I mean? Like, your fans really didn't need this. Your political base really didn't need this. The people who are already behind you didn't need this. Like, who are you convincing with this shit? I don't know how you feel about it, and I understand if you don't want to speak on it, but me personally, I seen this shit and I was just like, by the time I get to 45, I want to live in a country where there's the cost of living off American money is really easy. And it's because of shit like this. Because it's like, I don't
Oh,
want
it's
to turn on the
anywhere.
TV. Bro, I don't want to turn on the TV and see any of this shit. In the next 10 years, I don't want to turn on the TV and see any of this shit, bro.
I was
I'm
gonna
just,
say it's anywhere in Europe.
I'm over it. I don't know, bro. I might be in Thailand getting chased down by Thai women or something in 10 years. I don't know, bro. But I know I can't deal with these wannabe fake attempts in this bullshit. And it's like this, none of this, it feels like we're living in a clown world when politics should be super serious. You know what I mean? Because they're making decisions on things that we have to like abide by in our life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it's for 4 to 8 years, it's like, bro, you make believing like somebody's shooting at you. Like you didn't need to really do all of that. You really didn't. Even if it, and then that brings up more questions that are even worse. Let's say if this was real, you tell me somebody with some guns got that close to the White House
Yeah, you brought that up. I don't know.
or
That's why I
some
put my hands up. I don't know.
or whatever press event y'all was doing this at. It's like I don't know how you feel about this. Well, no, I will say that. How do you feel about this in terms of like? Because that's one of those things where it's just like I know how I feel. I'm
Well,
like
I
pretty
mean,
checked out.
I don't have too much, nothing to say on it, just because it just like no matter who is running, we're always going to be running into this.
Yeah, it just feels like I guess that with past presidents, it's been real. Like if that's the case, no, that was a real like attempt. This is like the first time where it's like this is phony for like attention. And that just, I don't know, that just puts a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to politics. It's like, bro, we already have a tough time turning on the fucking TV and listening to the news as it is, bro. We've been through everything. God damn it, since 9/11 happened, we've been through fucking everything. A couple of recessions at this point. The forever wars in Iraq, just or not Iraq, Iran, and no, Iraq. God damn it, the Middle East. You know, just it's like, bro. God damn it, we even lost Harambe. Like, I just don't want anything else. Like when I turn on the TV, like,
You, you're really throwing that in there.
bro, everything has sucked. A whole pandemic. Like, I mean, god damn it, all of our fucking politicians are probably pedophiles in some way, shape, or form, or at least 80% of them. I would assume based off the fucking Epstein file. Like, don't you get tired of just seeing shit on TV? You turn that motherfucker off, and then like the news runs for like 15 minutes, and you like, hey, I got to turn this off. Like, you don't feel like that because I feel like that. I just feel
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It gets to the point where I don't even watch the news sometimes.
yeah. So I mean, like when we see these articles, and it's like we should take this absolutely serious, and we can't. You know, it just I don't know. It undermines the whole system on like what's important and what's not. But it's like I don't know if you like I said, if you're here in another 10 years and you're wondering why shit feels so unlivable, it's like you sat in the water while it was boiling. You are the frog. Don't be the frog. I don't know. I'm gonna leave a hopeful message to the people out there as we wrap this up because I just no matter what, you're doing great.
The way you just segued that.
Dog, listen, I gotta leave these people with something. Come on, Dylan. Let's pick them up off the ground. Give them something. Give them something. What do you got?
I mean, after what you just said with that, there's not much to say. I'm just happy that I'm back. Or we're back.
Hey, listen, it's been a motherfucking blast. I'm glad to be here with you, like I said, on a weekly basis. If we're looking at Mondays for being our thing, I uh, I think we'll be more consistent with Mondays, right? Or
Yeah, Mondays.
I don't know. I don't know if we have any backup days. Like I said, I'll get big into doing rerun shows probably on the weekend, just for the fan base to kind of watch it on the Twitch channel and stuff. I do want to look into streaming on YouTube. I know we had talked about that I think once or twice before we took hiatus, but I absolutely do want to look into that too. Plus, the our actual social medias we'll be posting on and kind of getting those started pretty much ASAP. So, thank you to everybody for if you tuned in or if you've seen it on Instagram, TikTok, wherever. Just keep your eyes out for us. All right.
Glad
To
to
my
be
brother
back.
from another mother. Hey, fucking, I'm happy we're back on it. All right, bro.
Take care.
Hey. All right. One love to everybody. And we're out.